Understand that there are several different directions to go in this discussion about men and women, how it's difficult for men to know how to love a woman, and how it is difficult for women, many, to know that they even deserve love, and further, what their presence truly means. Do you know that a boy, when in the womb of his mother, is already being influenced by the sound of her voice? Well, you may add, so is a woman, so is a girl, a female fetus who's in the womb of the mother. Yes, that's true, but I suggest to you that the boy and the girl are, as it were, two different creatures. The male brain and the female brain, in most cases, are very different, even when a small baby in the womb of the mother. The boy, the fetus male in the womb of the mother, is greatly influenced by the sound of the mother's voice entering back into the mother's body. So is the female, but the female child is a female like her mother. The difficulty that men have in communication with their wives, their girlfriends, when the wives and girlfriends are upset, go clear back even to the womb. And as we will find in this conversation, ongoingly in the development of the child, of the son, into a man, the boy, that is fetus male, is influenced by the mother's female voice. Then there is the point where he is born, of course. Then after that, what is the condition, the state of the child's mother after birth? And ongoingly, is dad there? And if dad is there, when the child is in the womb or out of the womb, because the child hears both, does the dad treat mom fairly and properly, lovingly, and cherishing her? If the father of the child, the father of the son, is not loving that mother properly and treating her in the way that she deserves, so, as I said earlier, she can thrive to be both a wife and a mother, if the father does so, it will be well for his son. But I want to tell you now, if that mother is left alone to raise the children, raise the son, the boy grows up in a home environment with a mother who is hurt, rejected, confused, and unloved. I would like to tell you a story of what happened once I was walking down a major street in the city where I now live, down the sidewalk, and I saw this handsome little boy. He was like 4 years old. And I will say again, very handsome. It was a sunny day, and he was standing near a bus stop where his mother was sitting waiting for the bus. The handsome young man was smiling and he was singing. He was not a rebellious child. He just was happy. And he would look up at the birds and the trees, singing and laughing. His mother, seated on the bench waiting for the bus, was troubled. After a while, she hit the boy, and she hit him because he was making so much noise. Now, this noise was not angry, it wasn't selfish, he was simply singing. Why was this mother troubled? Why did she smack the boy? Because of his singing. Why? Because she was so busy in her thoughts, swimming in her thoughts, studying problems through thoughts that were going on in her mind. And his singing and his happiness interfered with that process. She looked depressed, angry, confused, saw his happiness as an interference to what was going on in her mind. I will tell you that many men who have wives when they were children, when they were boys, grew up in a home alone with a depressed, hurt, and unloved woman that was his mother. Here I am going to use a term, and I will do so psychologically but also lovingly. It is the word nagging. An upset, hurt, lonely, depressed, unloved mother will often nag. Through nagging, what I mean is when she is upset, projects her anger upon the children, where there is no father to assist her and to love her. And in this nagging in the home, projected towards the little boy, in this nagging, the mother thinking and talking in 10 directions, saying 5, 10 different things to a little boy who is linear, thinks from point A to point B. I see butterfly, get butterfly, stick in mouth. In the loneliness, hurt, and anger of the mother, she confuses, frustrates, and in her sad, depressed nagging, confuses him and sets him up to fail, so there's more to nag about. Now, we all agree that there are times that we are out of control, and some are out of control than others. When a woman is out of control, upset, worked up, she will be worked up and busy in her thinking and in her speaking with many words. Let's go back to the story of the handsome boy, age 4, on the sidewalk near the bus stop. He was simply singing, and as I said, looking at the birds, the sunshine, the trees. It disturbed his mom. She was busy in her mind thinking of problems, reaching for thinking to be the solution for the problems thinking creates, and growing further into depending on thinking. You see, there's a ripple effect of further events and things that happen. After about 20 seconds, this little boy's mom felt guilty. She turned and she picked up the boy, held him in her arms and hugged him, sat him down back on the sidewalk, and went on with the busyness of thinking in her mind. What was the reason this mother picked up her son and hugged him, showing the appearance of love and affection? It was not because of love. It was because of what she had done. You see, we are all dysfunctional at times, even sin. Showing the appearance of love is not love. So here's the little boy, he's singing, wasn't being loud, he was just being happy. He gets hit, started crying actually. Mom, 20 seconds later, feels guilty, picks him up, holds him, squeezes him, shows the appearance of love that is not love to compensate for the guilt she feels, and sets the boy down back on the sidewalk. What was accomplished by this? Well, the mom dealt with her guilt not by looking at it and seeing what she'd done wrong, but by falsely compensating in the appearance of love that's not love. And the boy, when set back on the sidewalk, was, shall I say, dizzy. The same dizziness that I was speaking about earlier in another podcast that happens to us males, both men and little boys. It is a little of, we don't know what just hit us. There were the acts 3 times of this mother picking up her son, placing him against her breast and squeezing him with a smile, placing him back on the sidewalk and going on. Appearing to have love even in the smile, but that was not real, because even then she had not separated from the difficult, angry thoughts of judgment, probably, of his father that she was having at that time. All of that in 5 minutes. What is amazing, the boy still had his innocence and went living life in the correct way and going to see the sunshine and the birds and the trees and singing only quieter this time with his smile. As I said earlier, your husband, man, you know, did he survive an unreasonable, hurt, sad, unloved mother that was confusing? And he is troubled by her to this day. And now he has married a woman who is you. Think of the handsome little boy on the sidewalk. Think of years of him going through with a mother who has developed a habit of getting angry, feeling guilty, and rather than dealing with the guilt projected upon the child, pick him up, hug him in the appearance of love that is not love, set the boy down. He is confused. Combinations of emotional train wrecks and dysfunctional confusions of thought and emotion. It renders a boy who is linear to be confused in his internal experience of what love is. Many boys in our society were left alone in a house with an upset, hurt, angry, almost out of control verbally mother. Will you listen to me here? Will you consider what I'm saying privately as you hear my words? This has left many boys to grow up, and as men, it feels to some of us men like something was damaged in our own heads. It is like something broke and it never gets better. What does get it better is we men, when we love a woman and come to realize, which is not as simple as you might think, come to realize that her mere presence completes us and helps us feel whole, that the mere presence of our wife completes us, fills us, so that we can then be the husband, be the man that you need, learning how to approach you with gentleness. A lot of us guys are rough in our manner. We watch football, we watch sports, but think of it. What you want, ma'am, is the bumbler that is your husband to learn the amazingness that as he approaches you, change his pace and treat you with gentleness, and then as he walks away, go ahead and be the bull in the china closet that he is. You see, that's what you need, not him. And it's a beautiful thing. And that the greatest gift you will ever give your husband is your mere presence. And that there was something created in you that you had nothing to do with, that gives to that one man, completes him by you being there. Now, this mother who was sitting on that bus stop bench did not feel beautiful. The more she was in her mind, busy in thoughts, which I call the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. It is the Adam and Eve syndrome all over again from generation to generation, passed from generation to generation, as she became hateful to her son for being happy, picking him up, hugging him in the appearance of love, but it has nothing to do with love, but to remove her guilt so she can go on doing things that cause her to feel more guilty that she doesn't see. This is a hurt, upset woman feeling abandoned. The more angry she gets, the more she doesn't feel beautiful, then compensate with more hurt, anger, and falsy appearances of love that only renders a son and daughter confused about what love is. The only difference for a daughter is that she is one of them, spoken in a funny way. The daughter can more easily not be so cornered. She can think in 5 directions, 10 directions at the same time, like her mom. So when mom is not congruent, says one thing, means something else, gets upset, but don't dare one of those children get upset. The daughter can at least move freely and rapidly through her mind, through her brain, different than brother. The boy, it is like he is cornered in a building during a terrorist event. This mom gets even with him by withdrawing her connection as punishment for he not doing what she wanted or she perceiving what she wanted. And she really does love her son. All of this happens at the same time and can happen in literally 5 and 10 seconds all at once. Most boys, most sons rebel to get away from it. A few sons in this kind of home environment gives up and joins mom to become like her, very verbal, in order to survive her being so verbal in a rather cold, not loving way. And now we're in a generation where more and more boys are growing up being more and more confused about what it is to be a man. Then when he marries a woman, she needs to be verbal in order to process, and yet he remains so verbal that she has no one to listen to her. It is a very difficult place and position for many women, for many wives. I will say it again. You know if your husband hardly survived his mother. And you know in your heart that this affects you and the relationship he has with you, and yet he probably loves you very, very much. I am sharing this with you to show a part of the confusion that men grow up in. We have so much to talk about, and I really appreciate you giving up your time, sticking an earplug in your ear or something in the morning or the afternoon to hear what old Jim is saying about relationships. And I tell you, there is great hope. He does not have to understand you, ma'am, but you are changed by as he learns to approach you with gentleness and to give you time to talk, where he learns that his role as a man is not to overwhelm you with talk, not all the time, occasionally, but to let you speak so you can process. Then you live in an environment, in a home where you will function as a wife and as a mother in a more natural way. You are a helpmate. You naturally give, find out, and discover what is giving from a man to a woman. That is love. It changes life. It is amazing. Please keep listening to these podcasts. Speak to you later. Bye.